Hello everybody, I hope you've had a great week. It is Friday and I've got a great football shirt to show you today, or at least I hope it is. It's the second half of the opening that I've done from La Campionessa, the Italian retailer. The first one we had Treviso, that very unique and interesting design. This one today is a shirt I've had my eye on all of last season. I had an opportunity to buy it earlier on from the same retailer, then it disappeared, and it was one of those ones where they do appear for sale in the UK at Classic Football Shirts, but they don't have sponsors on, which some people would prefer. I unfortunately don't. So we have the parcel here. I really hope this is as good as it should be, as I've seen on the screen, because I'd be really upset if it's not. There it is. So I don't think there's anything else in the bag. Right. Does that give you a clue of what it is? Maybe something there. Okay then, let's get it open. I am very excited for this one. Very, very excited. So get rid of you. Is there any paper or anything? Nope, just the, that's upside down. Just the many tags on there, which is good. Whew, here we go. Rear of the shirt. Try and get everything in shots as best I possibly can. There we go. So it's this white effort with these pink bits on them. Can you see what it is? Is it picking it up on the camera? If it is, quite nice detailing there. And there is also some text on the back of the neck, which may give you an identifier of who this is, though I'm pretty certain most people will be aware of who this is already. And we bring it round to the front. There we go. So it's a continuation of that style. We have the white and these very, I'd say, relatively faint pink detailing, but it's certainly enough to catch your eye. We have some sponsors on the front there, like I said, not always present. We have the club crest, and then we have, of course, the Kappa markings. It's a Kappa shirt. They definitely do know how to make a football shirt. It is exactly as I hoped for. It's beautiful. I'm very, very happy that I have this, and I'm very excited to tell you a little bit about the shirt because it does have a little bit of a story behind it. Right here then, so there is a shirt. I hope it looks as good as it does on camera as it does in person. With regards to the sizing, it's pretty standard, isn't it really? It is a regular fit. You never know with Kappa. Anything's really possible with the sizing and the fitting. And I reckon a lot of you have already clocked what team this is. It's possible though that the updated crest has thrown a few of you. It is Palermo, and this is their third shirt from last season, 22-23, and I did buy this obviously from La Campionessa. This was a little bit more expensive than the Treviso shirt. This one was €73.69, which is roughly about £63. As at the time of recording, they don't actually have any sort of contemporary recent Palermo shirts, so you can't buy it from them. And also on the official Palermo store, they don't have anything at all, probably because they're thinking about the transition into next season's shirts, which makes sense. Now, the club was founded in 1900, and they come from Palermo, which is on the island of Sicily, which is, I think, the first one I've got from that part of the world. What you may not know, though, is that they are part of the City Football Group. So, yes, that's the same one that Manchester City were involved with, and many more as that kind of continues to grow. The club currently sits in Serie B, which is in the second division in Italy, after last season finishing 9th, which means that they just had a pretty standard, boring season. I'm sure, hopefully, the fans will be expecting them to try and push to join back into Serie A. Last time they played in Serie A was 2016-2017, finishing second from bottom. Historically, they've not won any major honours, though they've won a couple of sort of second division titles a few times, but other than that, nothing too exciting to shout about. The club is probably the first one you think about when you think about pink in football, which makes it a bit surprising that I actually haven't added it to my collection sooner, considering how much I kind of appreciate pink on football shirts. And what might be even more surprising is that I've not actually gone for the home shirt, which is mainly pink. I've gone for a third shirt, which has a very subtle pink effort there. But to be honest, out of the three released, this one, in my opinion, stood out the most. But yeah, 9 years and I've not had a Palermo shirt. I've had opportunities to do so, but I went against it. Now, when it comes to the club, pink wasn't actually their first set of colours. It was actually blue and red, which was actually paid tribute to partly in their 2020-2021 anniversary shirt. And I think the season following that, they actually had a fourth shirt, which I was really interested in because it was primarily black with sort of gold logos and text, had very limited amount of pink on the trims, but it was also a limited shirt. Now, I had an opportunity to buy it, but I guess I waited too long and I missed out. So either of the shirts would have been great. I suppose this one has a little bit more pink on it, so again, it works a little bit more with my collection. Now, the shirt is actually inspired by Italian street artist TV Boy. It's actually mentioned on the inside of the collar there. It's similar to sort of Banksy over here in England. And for this shirt, he took inspiration from the patroness of Palermo, which is Santa Rosalia, utilizing the skull and rose pattern. So there are rose petals there, and there are skulls there floating around on the front there and a little bit on the back. A little bit subtle, that one, who are the sort of symbols of this religious figure. She was sort of rose to prominence during times of the plague, and she actually gained even more importance, of course, when it was COVID-19, where citizens of Palermo were calling upon her to help fight that particular battle. On the back of the neck, it simply says Siamo Aquilo, which means we are the Eagles. The Eagles, of course, being the nickname of the club. But there we go, finally have a Palermo shirt. What do you think? I'm sure there's probably been a few over the last sort of, when have they been with Kappa? They've been with Kappa for about 5 years now, probably. I think Leggio was the one before that. Don't know who's going to happen next season or this season, depending on your perspective. It's going to be pink regardless. Yeah, let me know what you think. Is it too much? Is it okay? Understated? I'm quite interested to know that there's... Honestly, I didn't realise that there was such a story behind it. I just thought it was to... I knew there was some sort of flowers involved, but I didn't know it necessarily was referring to anything in particular. So that's pretty cool. Added a little bit more of a story to it. But yeah, I think that's what the last 3 shirts that I've shown you that I've bought have all been Italian teams. Have I got any more Italian teams coming or on the way? I actually have one, and it's the box. It's special, but I won't open that one quite yet. I'll have a break from Italy. I always wanted to add more Italian teams because Germany was always running ahead, Spain was running ahead. I suppose Italy is the 3rd best league, depending on how you measure it, metrics, ignoring England, of course. Yeah, so next week I shall find some other places. Maybe I'll do another new country. I've got a few new countries to show you also. I've got many shirts. So yeah, let me know what you think. But other than that, have a great weekend ahead, and I shall see you next week for some very interesting shirts, I'm sure. Goodbye.